Hi everyone, my name's Kerenza. I'm a third year fashion communication and promotion student at NUA, and I have another video to continue on the series of tips and words of wisdom for new students and people starting uni in September. So episode number 2 is going to go over a few of the do's and don'ts about being a new student and starting university, all the things that you want to do to really maximise your experience and have the best time possible, and all the things to avoid so that you can stay on track and stay organised with your uni work. So jumping in with the do's list, I think this is probably the longest one, but it's all sort of advice that based on my personal experience that you can probably apply to yours, and just a few extra tips as well. But probably the first do I would say is when you arrive in Norwich, try to register with a doctor's surgery. I think this is just, something to make your life easier whilst you're living here. You don't want to wait until you get here and then you start to feel a bit under the weather, because it's stressful to sign up to a doctor's surgery and it can take a couple of weeks. So try and do that as soon as you arrive, so that when you start to feel a bit rubbish, you've already got that sorted. Second do is, this is probably one before you arrive in Norwich, but try and join some group chats of your accommodation or for your course as well. I think for your accommodation it's really handy so that you know who your flatmates are, so it doesn't feel like you're moving in with complete strangers. Also to find out some of your neighbours and just a few people around the building, as you're probably going to bump into them quite a lot. I thought this was something really nice, so that I sort of had a chance to chat with my flatmate before we moved in. Number 3 is definitely do make the most of your time before you start university. So from moving in but before you start your course, you probably have around 2 to 3 weeks. So really make the most of this time, get to explore Norwich, go to a few cafes, bars, restaurants. Spend this time bonding with your flatmates, or meet up with people on your course, but go out there and make the most of it. Even if you're by yourself, go for a little walk. There's so many nice routes in Norwich, but just get yourself out and familiarise yourself with the city. So number 4 on the list of do's is definitely do enrol as soon as possible, and definitely do it before the deadline. The quicker you enrol, just the easier it is, and you won't have any emails sort of chasing up when you're enrolling, anything like that, and then it's just one job done, and then you can enjoy the rest of your time before you start uni. Number 5 of do's is make yourself a budget. So I feel like a lot of people, it will be quite a big jump from moving from working, potentially part-time or full-time, then coming to uni, and you'll be living mostly off your student loan, potentially getting a job. But make sure you work out how much money you're going to have each month, taking away your rent, any outgoing stuff like that, just so that you leave yourself a nice bit of money to enjoy your time here and you don't overspend too quickly. I am going to do another video about this, as there's quite a lot of things to think about when budgeting, but yeah, that's definitely something to consider. Make yourself a good budget to try and stick to. Another thing I think is really important to do, or at least try and do, is push yourself out of your comfort zone, especially on the social side of things. Moving to a new city can be quite scary, and I think uni is a huge adjustment in general, but trying to make friends, even if it's people just in your flat, in your accommodation or on your course, is a really good thing. And everyone is in the same boat. They're all new to this city, no one really has many friends here, so no one is ever going to try and shut you down for talking to them or trying to build a friendship with them. But try and just putting yourself out there is a really good thing to do, and just pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and staying on the social side of things. So that's one thing I'd say to do. I think this is number 7 on the do's list, but definitely do utilise any resources that the university are providing for you. So whether that's the library or extra sessions they're putting on to teach you about computer software, as there's quite a lot of programmes that you use in university that you may not have at A-level, if they're one-to-one support sessions, or just anything like that, take advantage of it, as it's all going to come in handy, and they're putting it on for a reason, because they want you to get the most out of this experience. Once you get your timetable through and you have a better idea on what you're going to be doing from day to day and each week, do create yourself a work schedule so that you know when your lectures are, when you're on campus, when you're learning from home, anything like that, and create yourself a nice balanced work schedule, making sure that you get in some breaks and some days off, anything like that. Whether that's, you don't want to work on Saturdays and Sundays, so they're just completely free of uni work, or maybe you like having a few hours in the afternoon, evening just to wind down, but make sure you give yourself a balance of break and uni work so you don't overwork yourself and become run down too quickly. And the last thing on the do's list is definitely do reach out for help if you need it. So whether that's support from your tutors or from family members, anything like that. Coming to university is such a huge change, and it is quite a big deal if you're moving away from home. Some people move when they're just 18, so if you feel like you need some extra support relating to your mental health or about the workload, do reach out, as people want to help you, whether that's your tutors, your lecturers, or friends or family from home. Make sure that you reach out to them. Now moving on to the don'ts list and things that you want to try to avoid. I guess some of these are sort of the flip side of the do's, but anyway, so number one I would probably say is do not be silly with your money. I know it's really hard when you first get here and you want to go out loads and be really social, but try and stick to that budget and just don't blow it all in the first month or two. Don't feel pressured to drink or do other things like that if that's not your style. Definitely, university is the place to try new things and be really social and go out and make the most of the experience, but don't feel pressured to, keep up with other people if they're drinking loads or doing other things and you just don't feel like that's something you want to do, then don't do it. Just take a step back. If you're comfortable with having a few drinks in one night and not going crazy, just stick with that. So definitely just don't feel pressured to get to other people's level. Don't expect to be good at everything when you first start university. It is such a massive jump from A levels to degree level, and you might start your course and feel really confident because you've finished your A levels with really good grades, and I'm sure you are brilliant at what you're doing, but a degree is quite different and I think the workload can build up. Your first year at uni is about building up your knowledge and your skill set so much to prepare you for year 2 and 3, so just don't feel like you're going to go into it and be amazing and then almost feel disheartened if it doesn't turn out that way. You're learning all these things so that you're going to be better off by the end of year 1 and when you head into year 2 and year 3. So I really hope that some, if not all, of these do's and don'ts and tips have been really helpful for you guys and you can start to apply them to your own student experience. So I'm going to be back with another video soon on helping you how to budget properly, so I'll see you then. Thank you for watching. Bye.